What up, everybody? It's good to see you all. It's good to see you all. Uh, we're going to talk about regrets. I want to do this for a while. Actually, I wanted to do this ever since I started this show. Uh, Let me go in and say hi to everybody, and then we'll get started. We got Mr. Michigan, who is bowling tonight, but he'll be back if he gets done. And Mr. Michigan, you're more than welcome to come up if you want to talk about a regret you have in your life. And Joey Moody. Joey, are you the gentleman I talked to on Brittany's channel last night? If you are, put a 1 in chat, Joey. If you're the one I talked to on Brittany's channel last night. Oh, okay, he is. All right. Well, now, Mr. Joey Moody is a veteran, Marine Corps veteran, who this Friday or this Saturday during the concert, I'm going to try and help. Or I may even do it Sunday. Sunday, that would be a good day because Sunday is when we do church, and Sunday would be a good day. But I'm glad you're here, Joey, and just know that this Sunday you can come up and we'll talk about it. And y'all guys give Joey the American flags in chat because he is a Marine Corps veteran who has fallen on some troubled times. I am going to talk to some friends of mine and see if I can't get this gentleman some help. And Joey, thank you for your service and your sacrifice. Now the church we will be doing over on White Trash Family. If you ain't subbed up to that, you should be able. Angel, put in the White Trash Family. Hello, mentors. If Angel is still listening, Angel, please drop the White Trash Family channel. And Jim, or Joey, my wife is the tattooed angel in here. She will be dropping the link. Happy Hump Day, Mr. Mentors. All right, guys, before we get started, I want to say this now. The regret that I have, it's been pushing on me for a little over 11 years now. And it's my perspective on the regret is okay, hold on just a minute. Joey, if you see where the Rebels music channel is right there, please click on that link and sub up to that channel. And I go live Friday at 5 p.m., Saturday at 5 p.m., and I go live Sunday at 2 p.m. Sunday is when you'll come over and I will bring you up and you can tell your story. And we'll get you some help if we can, sir. Now, the regret that I have, it's a feeling of sadness, disappointment in my life over something that happened in the past. And it eats at me all the time. Becca sees it or Angel, she sees it sometime, just not all the time. And it really, really bugs the shit out of me. You're welcome, Joey. You're welcome. Um, but after I talk, I will open up a panel, and if y'all want to come up and you have a regret in your life that you would like to talk about, please do so. Um, and hopefully, getting it out will help you. Hopefully, this helps me getting it out. You're fine, Joey. You're fine. You are fine, sir. Um, but y'all know me. I don't hide nothing from nobody. I'm an open book to everybody. And back in 2015, well, I think it started in 2014, but back in 2015, my mother had a stroke, and she had to go to the doctor. Yes, I'm very unfiltered. Um, so she was in the hospital for a while, and then they sent her to a rehab center. And I think she stayed there. You'll have to ask Angel. I do not know. Mustang Granny. Oh my goodness. Darling, I am so happy to see you here. I'll finish my story in a minute, but I am so happy you are here. Mustang Granny, I was worried about you, and I was going to hopefully see you or see somebody come in and give me some kind of news today. And you are here. I am so thankful. And guys, I prayed for Mustang Granny ever since I was told that she went to the hospital. And I am so glad you are here, Mustang Granny. Prayers do work. So, amen. And hopefully you get to feeling better, Granny, to where you're back on tip-top shape and you're running papaw around the house. But I'm glad to see you're here, Mustang Granny. Much love and respect, darling, and we all love you here. And thank you for being here, even though you should be resting. Thank you for being here, darling. Um, so as I was saying, my mother had a stroke, and she went to rehab. Well, now, it she was back at the house with us for a little while, and she said she couldn't breathe too good. So we took her back to the hospital, and they told us for a long time, well, not for a long time, but they told us that basically Mama didn't have long to be with us. So one of my mama's wishes was a DNR. She didn't want a DNR, and she didn't want to be put on a machine. Well, when they come to us and asked me and my nephew what we wanted to do, I didn't even I didn't even really consider what he thought, and I didn't think what my mom wanted. I was being greedy, and I told him that maybe the machines would help her. So they put her on a life support system, and she was on it for about a week, and she never regained. She would open her eyes, but it wasn't my mom. It was just like she wasn't there no more. So after about a week, they come and ask us again, and I told my nephew, I said, I cannot answer that. I said, Mom, I know Mom don't want to be on a machine, but I can't answer that because if I answer it, it's going to be the same. So I told my nephew, you have to decide. I cannot do it. I couldn't tell him to pull or turn the machine off or pull the plug or whatever you want to call it. And I just didn't want to lose her. Now, I was being very greedy. So she lasted for about a week after they pulled the plug. And on the very last day, my niece, Tara, stayed the night with her while I went home and slept. Well, that morning when when I got there to the hospital, I had to walk. And I think it was about a 3.5 mile walk. So when I got there, it was like 10 or 11 that morning. And I went into the room. I took Stephen with me. Stephen was with me at the time. Or he was staying with me at the time. And we walked all the way to the hospital. And when I got there, I walked in, and the nurse told me that it's still the same, nothing has changed. And I told Tara, I said, well, Tara, I appreciate you staying. That if you're hungry, I'll take you downstairs and I'll get you and Stephen something for breakfast. Well, we started to walk outside, and I turned around and I went back to her. And I told her, I said, well, Mama, if you want to go on home and be with Daddy, go ahead. And when we were downstairs eating breakfast, we got done and I went back upstairs. I walked in, and she had just passed. So actually, there's two regrets that I have. I regret putting her on the machine for that week, and I regret not being there when she passed, because she was in the hospital and there were people around, but she was all by herself. And I have lived with the regret of putting her on that machine. With putting her on the machine that to this day, going on 11 years in June.
Yeah.
In June, that it still bugs me to this day. And the part about her being alone, it bugs me, but she probably did wait till I took everybody out and left the room. But the part about putting her on the machine is what hurts the worst. Because she didn't want on the machine. But I didn't want to let her go. And it was her time. And I just wonder if she was hurting during that time, or if I caused her any pain with putting her on the machine. Thank you, niece. I mean, this was 11 years ago, and I don't care who tells you that it gets better with time, but they lie to you. Or in my opinion, they lie to you. Because my mom's been gone 11 years, and it still hurts just like it was yesterday. I mean, I don't show it to Becca and the kids a lot. But it kills me. Well, I don't mean that kind of hurt, Granny. I mean the hurt of me not doing as she wished. I'm sure they gave her medicine to ease the pain and stuff, but I'm talking about the pain of me not abiding by her wishes. Because I couldn't. I just couldn't. So, like I said, I told my nephew he would have to make that call. Because if they had asked me again, I couldn't have. I couldn't have said no, pull the plug. So, guys, that's two of my regrets. Hey, Kimmy. Oh, you're fine. Thank you for being here.
Rebel was a mama's boy.
Through and through, I'm still a mama's boy.
Absolutely.
Niece said I lost my dad unexpectedly 8 years ago. No such thing as closure. I lost my dad in 90, I think it was 97. And where I was more of a mama's boy, it still bothers me to this day that he passed, and then my mom, and then my brother. See, there was only four of us: my dad, my mom, my brother, and me, and then their extended families, and I'm the only one left out of the four of us. Dad died in '97, Mom 2015, and my brother a little over a year and 1 month later. No, June is when Mom passed away in 2015, and my brother passed in August
Of the next year.
of 2016. And as you get older, you think about a lot of things that you regret. And that, to me, is just one of the biggest ones. There's a lot of regrets that I have, but to me, that is one of the biggest ones that I have, was the way, and it's not that I've done it to her, but it's the way that I acted. And I had to get that off my chest, guys. Like I said, it's been 11 years this coming June, and nobody has, Angel didn't even, she knew somewhat, not to the full extent of why sometimes I'm just so quiet. And thank you, niece, for being here. Yes, I'm so caught up in my train of thought talking that I didn't welcome you. So welcome, niece, and thank you for being here. Now, guys, that was my regret. I have to say that I'm sorry it was such a sad way to start the show, but I had to get that off the chest. And no better way to get it off your chest than to family. And like I said, that's what you considered here is family. Here at Tattooed Rebel and over on White Trash Family. Y'all ain't subs and y'all ain't members. Well, you'll never be members because the channel's not monetized on either one, but subs. And me and Angel consider y'all family on all of our channels. This one here, Tattooed Rebel. Mine and Angel's music channel, which is White Trash Family, and over on Angel's channel, which is Tattooed Angel, where she does karaoke and games and, stuff like that. So, guys, your regret does not have to be as sad as mine. It's a regret that you regret in your life. So if you would like to come up, I will post a link in chat. Now, the only thing that I ask you when you come up is you show me your face on camera so I know that you're not getting ready to porn bomb me, which I really don't care. But I do have my children floating around through the house. So they may walk in and you showing something on the screen, I can't have that. So if you don't care, I will put the link in chat. And you can come up and tell me your biggest regret. And after we do this, well, thank you, niece. Thank you.
Thank you, niece.
Let me put it in chat. And you hear my dogs. Sorry about that, guys. So there's the link. I'm going to pin it to the top of the chat. Well, pin it to the top of the chat. So all you got to do is click on that link, and I'll bring you up, and you can tell us yours, and I'll mute my mic, and you can tell yours. And just to show you that I am real, I will show you my camera. Hello. But if you'd like to come on up and share yours, please come on up. And yeah, you heard him, woof, woof, woof. That's fine, niece, that's fine. So anybody wants to share a regret, please come on up. But I did want to get mine out first, guys, because my regret still eats at me 11 years later, Joey. 11 years later, and it still eats at me. All right, guys. Now you can leave your camera on, mentors, or you can take it off, buddy. What's up, mentors?
Yeah, same old, same old. Like I said, just another week, halfway through the week. And I was just going to say, thank you for being open and sharing and having panels like this, because my regret is very similar to yours. So that's why I was like, yeah, this makes it a little bit easier. A little bit of background about me, if you guys don't know. Like I said, I'm a practicing Christian now, but we'll just say at one time in my life I wasn't. And I was living a life, we'll just say, very recklessly, and I made a lot of bad choices. So we'll just say, probably I was adopted, if people don't know. And going through my adoption, I've had a lot of issues. I was removed by the state. And I actually made a video on my last live stream talking about my past. But my regret goes, my adoptive family, which was my adoptive father, he passed away about 8 years ago. And if you guys don't know, this past Easter, it's like what Rebel said: you never forget, right? It's I understand the loss. He's no longer with me. I've accepted that, but it's stuff that you carry with you. Those um, things that you wish you would have said, but you didn't. And long story short, I used to be a drug addict, okay? I was an alcoholic and a drug addict. And in my early 20s, when I say oorah, semper fi, yeah, I was in the Marine Corps, but there was a story before that people don't know. That the only reason I joined the Marine Corps was I got in some legal problems, and my father made a plea deal with a judge so I wouldn't go to prison. I had 3 felonies and 2 misdemeanors. I was going to go to Eddyville State Penitentiary. During that time, it was Clinton's 3 strikes you're out, right? And I did all 3. And if anybody knows about addiction, the drugs take over and you're not yourself, right? And this is what I explained to myself just to try to forgive, right? That you hurt a lot of people and the people you love just to get a fix. And we'll just say the people that loved me and tried to give me the help, the drugs took over, and that wasn't me. And I stole from my father. They would come down to Florida, and while they were there, I was supposed to watch the house. Well, when you're an addict, I'm working, I got a job, but you got more drugs that keep coming in, and you're like, oh, I got to get a fix. But when you're young, I'm thinking, I can hawk some of my dad's stuff. I'll be able to get money. I'll get it out of the pawn shop. And then, I'll be able to take care of all of it. I needed my fix. Well, if y'all know with addicts, we need more and more and more. And we'll just say that's where a lot of my charges came from. I got theft by deception, passing of illegal firearm, which I was stupid. I would try to hawk a stupid. But we'll just say after the whole 9 yards, my dad saved me from, during the Marine Corps, as long as I didn't get in any trouble and I got an honorable discharge, I got that expunged off my record because that would have destroyed my life, like my career. So my dad saved me. Well, even though all that stuff went on through the Marine Corps and in my 20s, I lived life, I did whatever, I had to pay back restitution. It didn't bother me until, you get older and your parents get weak. And my dad had cancer, and during his cancer, he he couldn't remember things, and he forgot me. And in some ways, you think it's a blessing that he forgot, but I didn't. And I always wanted to tell him I was sorry because my dad told me I'll always be his son, And that's that regret you have when I know my dad. I know he loves me, and I know he probably did forgive me through his own actions, but it's one of those situations to where you got to forgive yourself. And I've been trying to do that. If people don't know, I was raised a Christian and all this stuff, but like after my separation about 4 years ago, I gave my life back to God. I completely left him. And now the situation, you want to, hey, God, it gets better. It don't. The problems are still there, but it does get easier. So that's this one regret that I have that I know, watching your father, my dad was a bigger man. He was 200 and something pounds, like probably 260 short. He was a maintenance machinist, worked at Philip Morse, hardworking guy, didn't graduate high school. And I learned everything from that man. And then watching him wither away. I'm a small guy, I only weigh like a buck 30, you know. He got smaller than me. I watched him wither away in front of me. And, I don't know what other people think. When he slipped into a coma, I did have a talk with him. I wanted my family out of the room, and I told him I was sorry. And I hope he heard me. But I just know I'll see him again one day in heaven, right? And that's one of those, like you said, regrets that, and it's not trying to make this my cross that I carry. So that's why I can definitely relate with you, Rebel One. There's so many things in our lives that even when we're younger, there's no excuse. I was an adult. I knew what was right and wrong. But then when you become older, we realize life is very fragile and very priceless. And now with my two kids, I hope my son knows too, there's nothing that he could ever do that I would quit loving him. It's like a man who wasn't my biological father was the only father that I ever known. So, yeah, that's my story.
I understand mentors. I really do. And, just sitting here and telling everybody about this, I feel a whole lot better inside. And I just feel a peace that my mom has. She did forgive me after it happened. It shouldn't have taken 11 years for me to feel this way. But it did because I'm old school and I guess I'm a stubborn and I'm set in ways. And unless I hear it from the person that they forgive me and I'm okay, they're okay with it, it's going to bug me. So I guess me telling, like I said, you guys, which are we consider family, that she said, well, hey, it's okay, son, because as you heard Angel say, I'm a mama's boy. I love both my parents and my brother, but I was a mama's boy. And I gave her a lot of heartache when I was growing up. A lot of heartache. And it just, I'm the type that if you don't say it to me, I don't know it's true yet. But like I said, when I told y'all the story, that I feel that she said, son, would you stop? It's okay. It's okay. You know, you got your own family now. You got your own life. It's okay. Let it go. Let it go.
No, I can relate. My mom and other family members are like, your dad loved you, and yeah, Jimmy, you can't. And I do agree with them. It eats you up alive inside. We're kind of from the same generation that, my friends and people I grow up in the way I kind of still am, men. And then, we're just in a different time. We'll just say the time me and you grew up and stuff, guys, we just didn't talk about personal stuff, right? We would laugh, we would do stuff, and we had our buddies, but, I mean, I'm not going to try to be nasty, but I say you just keep that shit to yourself, right? That's the way we were kind of brought up. And then when you get your family and stuff, yeah, you just do what you got to do to get through. But it does take a toll. And I'm not trying to act like toxic masculinity or this tough guy because I'm not. I'm a very emotional guy, but there's a lot of stuff that we got to deal with in the world and stuff to where we as men, we got to be the tough ones, we got to be there for our families. Watching my dad die was very tough for my mom. But the thing is, you know, if I want to cry, I'll come in my room. I do it on my own. I don't like to do it around other people. So if y'all see me on a panel or something, I get upset. It's not that it's embarrassing. It's just that's not me. That's the world that I grew up at. You just don't do that. My dad used to tell me, get up. Men don't cry. Same thing in the military. You watch people die and stuff, and it's like you get numb to it, but you just don't want to get so numb to where you lose your compassion and empathy. So there's a balance. And for any guys out there, hopefully you maybe get it. It's just some of us, it was different, right?
I do get it because, like I said, my dad was the same way. If you fell down and you got hurt, no, get up. You're okay. You'll be okay. Hello, hippie grandma. Here's Angel. And hello to Matt in chat. I hope you're feeling better, buddy. Thank you for being here.
Hello, everybody.
Go ahead, hippie grandma. Go ahead. We'll mute up.
I'll step down too so you can have the floor. Thank you guys for having me.
Okay.
Thank you, brother.
My biggest regret is when I was a young parent. My husband had made me quit school in I finished the 9th grade, went one day in the 10th grade. But then, like a year, let me see, 2 years later, when my class would have been graduating high school, I talked him into letting me enroll in the trade school is what we called it. And so I got my GED there, and I took offset printing, and I took a clerical class and all that. So I actually graduated or got my GED a month before my graduating class in 1978. But at that time, I had an opportunity to go into the Navy. And I had a small child, so I just didn't see any way around that. But my biggest regret is not going into the Navy and maybe becoming a JAG attorney. And I know I'd be kick-ass at it, but, I mean, to say I have a lot of regrets in my life, I don't, because all the mistakes have turned into a blessing. Like, I had my son as a result of it. So, but that's one thing I truly regret. And I've tried to live my life the way that would make me feel happy and to raise my son the way he should be raised. I mean, we've had struggles, but he's an amazing guy. And I guess I took my lemons and made lemonade. So that's all I got to say.
You would be a damn good attorney because I've seen you at work when you worked at the finance place, and you would be damn good at it. So
That was
yeah,
always my dream job.
I would hire you if I ever needed an attorney.
But when I went to college in business class that I had, I won. We had mock trials, and I won all the ones you weren't supposed to.
Yeah. But
But
yeah,
anyway, it's good to see everybody, and I'll get down and make room for somebody else.
all right. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
All right, Angel. It's if you want to share something, honey, go ahead. Let me say thank you, mentors, for coming up. I think it's good for people to share things like this, and you know, I'm like mentors. I'm not a full-fledged Christian, but God's still working with me. But hey, if you can't talk to nobody else, you sure can talk to God because He does listen all the time. I know He does because we prayed a lot for Granny, and I prayed that she could be here tonight for this. And lo and behold, I'm sitting here talking to people in chat, and Mustang Granny goes, "I'm here. I just got home." So you can't tell me. I don't care what nobody says. That's you cannot tell me that God don't answer prayers. He answered a prayer for me back 15 years ago with Angel, and then He answered a prayer for Granny. So can't tell me no different. Well, I'm not saying that I just prayed by myself. I'm sure a lot of people prayed for you, Granny. But mine was specific. I said, please get Granny to feeling better to where she can come home and hopefully be there for Wednesday's show. And like I said, you come and chat and said you had just got home when you clicked on chat. So that was my prayer answer. So, Angel, I'm going to go ahead and let you talk, and I'll mute. If you got a regret that you have, please do so. But I do want to say this. Another small regret that I have was that I had to wait so long to find Angel and make her my wife, because that's the best thing that's ever happened to me was Angel. Y'all guys don't know it, but she actually saved me, and she keeps saving me every single day. That woman, I was getting ready to say worman, that woman has kept me out of places that I shouldn't go and put me in places that I should go. And I love her for that. So, Angel, and welcome, Kimmy. And, Angel, it's your turn. You go right ahead.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay. I wanted to make sure. Sorry. All right. Well, Rebel knows this regret. I don't talk about it much either, but it's kind of like I was sitting actually right beside Rebel when he was talking about Granny, and it broke my heart because I was her caregiver. I'm very hurt. I don't know. I mean, I have who don't have regrets. I have several. We're human. But Like, I don't know if that's a regret, as in where I took care of Rebel's mom. Um, Being a caregiver is hard work, guys. And it was very hard for me. I don't know if it's regret, as in, did I not take care of her enough? Or do I just question myself? Did I not take care of her like I should have? Because you can ask Rebel. She woke me up every morning at 5 o'clock in the morning. And she had her stroke and everything. So she was in diapers, and she was bedridden. But she would wake me up between 4:30 and 5 o'clock in the morning to
With
get
a
her
cane
coffee.
that I gave her.
Yeah, and she had a hospital bed, and the hospital rails are metal, and she had rings, literally, I kid you not, on every single finger, and they were stacked rings, like all the way up to her knuckle. She wore some rings. And Rebel decided, this is kind of funny. It's hard, but it's also funny. Rebel decided to give her a cane. And where she was staying was right by our bedroom wall, so we could hear her if she needed anything. And so, like, 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, bright and early, before the chickens even start, or the roosters either start cockadooing. Anyway, she one morning I woke up and I heard her, and Rebel gave her a cane, and I walked in there, and she about beat me half to death with the cane because she didn't see me, because from her stroke, she had more not tunnel vision, but it was more like straight instead of to the side. So she didn't see me, and she was smacking the side of the bed. And I said, "Granny, honey, you almost hit me." She said, "Oh, I'm sorry." And she said, and she used to call Rebel Timmy. "Timmy gave me this cane." I said, "I'm going to beat Timmy half to death with this damn cane. You about smacked me with it." But anyway, so I have, like, I don't know if that's necessarily regret, or it's like you question yourself because you take care of them and you don't know, did you do enough? Would they still be here if you would have done something different? So I don't know if that's necessarily regret, or it's just, or it's just like questioning because you care about and you love somebody so much. That's one. And then my other one happened almost 16 years ago. It will be 16 years, November the 3rd. Rebel knows what this is. We've told you guys, we're opened. We don't, we're just real. What you see is what you get. If y'all met us in person, we're the same exact people. But anyway, Rebel, as you guys know, or if y'all don't know, then you're getting ready to find out. Rebel was not there when Tyler Trinity was born. And it absolutely eats at me all the time, because there was, that moment where we had children together. We made these beautiful babies, and Rebel wasn't there. That's a big regret for me, because I chose to listen to other people than doing what I was supposed to do. Long story short, guys, as you guys know, I was, Rebel saved me. He says that I saved him. No, he saved me. We met at a gas station, as you guys know, and at that time I was in a female relationship, and she was, let's just say, long story short, she was a maniac, and
she was abusive.
Yeah, she was. And so Rebel come into the gas station I was working at, and he saved me too. But I don't know what happened. I went to go spend time with my mom for a weekend, and I was supposed to come back, and that crazy bitch was there, and they talked me into staying with my mom. Me being like 7 months pregnant, they talked me into staying with my mom. And so Rebel had many months with me, pregnancy months, but he didn't have the last little bit. See, me and Rebel, we have twins. If you guys don't know, most of y'all do, but just in case, me and Rebel have twins. They'll be 16 November 3rd, and a boy and a girl. And I almost died. I almost died. I had preeclampsia. I was bedridden. I gained 80, almost 90 pounds of fluid in 1 week. Rebel wasn't there. That was when I was staying with my mom. So Rebel don't know that. I was huge. I was like 350 pounds. I was really big. And I filled up those big old wheelchairs that you see at the emergency room for, like, you know, bigger people. I filled it up corner to corner. I was huge. Hold on a minute. The dogs want to talk. Anyway, I had preeclampsia. My legs were so heavy they had me on bed rest.
Dogs want to get their story out, guys.
I'm telling you, Lord have mercy. They won't let you do nothing. Hold on a minute, guys. Hold on just a second.
Well, thank you for being up here, Kimmy. You'll get to tell your story here in just a second. Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Sorry. The doggies are very loud, so I apologize. But like I was saying, I had preeclampsia. If you guys don't know what preeclampsia is, it's extremely high blood pressure, and it causes a bunch of fluid, and you swell up the lower extremities. You can have blood clots. It was all kinds of stuff. And so they put me on Lovenox shots because my legs were like huge. Like your thighs are big. I mean, if you're a bigger person, your thighs are pretty big, which that's probably the biggest part of your body. My thighs were like 5 times bigger than my normal size. So I was extremely swelled with fluid. Anyway, so I had Tyler and Trinity. They was actually due on Rebel's birthday, but I had them November 3rd. So they was about 3.5 weeks early. But I had preeclampsia, and Rebel wasn't there. And, you know, it's hard, you know, Rebel gives me a hard time all the time. And he, you know, he's forgave me, but it's still hard because we were supposed to have that moment together. These were what we made together, and he wasn't there because I chose to listen to somebody else. So that's a big regret to me. You know, and like I said, I almost died. I had, like I said, I had the babies 3 weeks early. I had a C-section, got put to sleep because of all my fluid. Our children was in ICU. Trinity came out with breathing problems, hooked up wired for sound. Rebel missed that. You know, Tyler, he had jaundice, so they had to put him in a tandem, you know, like a little tandem bed light. And he was in an ICU. And then after I had the babies, I had a double blood transfusion, and I had my gallbladder removed. So we are good on having babies, but that's what I'm saying. It's very hard. You know, you try, it seems like that you try to do the right thing, and to come to find out it kind of eats at you. You know, we're together now, but it's still, it's a part that I missed having it with Rebel. And him being there when I had the babies, and us seeing the babies together and everything like that. It's just a big regret that I will always live with. So those are you know, 2 of my main regrets. One is for the babies, and then one is Rebel's mom. because I took care of her, and I always question, did I take care of her enough? If you're a caregiver, you always question yourself if something happens. Was there something else I could have done? So those are my regrets. I'm staying up here. I want to, I want to stay up here, but that's just what, I have a hard time with that, and still do, and Ripple knows. So it's hard, but you just have to try your best. But unfortunately, it's still there, because I chose to be stupid and naive and listen to somebody else. So, but those are my regrets. I mean, we all have a bunch of regrets, but those are the main ones that pop up in my head. So I love you, Rebel.
I love you too, babe. Go ahead, Kimmy. And thank you for being up here, like I said.
Yeah. I just kind of felt led to say that, yeah, in life, we probably have things that we wish we would have done differently. But as far as holding on to it and being so regretful, it's not going to change what happened. And what happened made you who you are today. So, would you change who you are today? Are you happy with yourself? Do you love yourself? Because we have to love ourselves before we love anyone else. And yes, there's a couple of things that I often go back and think, what if I had said this, or what if I had not done this? Then would things be different? So, did I say regret? I don't know. I'm not sure, Rebel. But I just feel led to say, God puts you on the path that you're to be on, to build character and be who you are. And those that don't like you for who you are, that's their problem.
True. And thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
Because, like Mentor said a while ago, there's a lot of things I've done in the past that I definitely, they're not as, they may not be a regret, because what I've done in the past, like you said, is what made me who I am today, and it pushed me toward the road I'm on. But and I'm glad I'm glad that I did. But the regret with my mama, that is a regret that I do regret very wholeheartedly. Now, did that push me down the road I'm going? Maybe.
Maybe
But
it's
still,
making you a better husband.
I never thought of it like that. Because, like I said, I'm old school, and I'm just set in my old ways, I guess. Hold on, let's see who we got. Oh, okay. Hello, Granny.
Hey, Rebel.
It's good to see you. I'm glad
It's
you're
good.
here.
Good to see you.
I'm glad you're feeling better.
Oh, me too, man. I'm glad to be at home. Them hospitals are for the birds, man.
Hey, Granny. Hey, love.
Hey, baby. How you feeling?
I'm okay, honey. How are you, darling? How are you feeling? We've been so worried about you, honey. I even told Reva, I'm going to call the hospital tomorrow. We're going to talk to Granny.
I'm feeling better. I am. I'm tired. Just the ride home wore me out. I ain't been home but about an hour.
Bless your
And,
heart, honey.
when they told me I could go home,
I called Papa and said, come get me. They said I could come home. So, of course, he hopped in the car and he came right on and got me.
I think Rebel's echo is on. Let me see.
Am I echoing?
No, I think it's when Rebel unmutes, then everybody echoes.
Am I
That's
echoing?
why I was no, but
Okay,
when
okay. I
Rebel,
just want to make sure.
yeah, when he
So people echoing now?
I don't know. Am I echoing?
you're good now, I think.
Okay.
No, everything's good now. Okay,
Okay. Thank you.
perfect.
I have lots of regrets. Of course, I'm old. Things that I would have done differently. But then again, I think everything I've gone through in my past has made me who I am now. So, I don't know. Sometimes I think regrets is just a waste of time. Uh, I regret acting the way I did when my mama was passing because she waited on me to get there. And about 10 minutes after I got there, me and my sister, she let go. I guess she was just waiting. We were the last two to get there. And she was just hanging on until we got there. And I pitched a fit because I wanted them to put her on the machine. And I got voted out because the rest of them didn't want her own machine. And I regret acting the way I did because I really had a meltdown, something fierce. But I was pregnant with Daniel, and and she wasn't but 51 years old, and I shouldn't have acted the way I did, but I was in so much grief. I couldn't see the forest for the trees at the time. And I regret I put Papa through some stuff that I shouldn't have. And Papa's a good man, but he stood beside me through all of the bad time I put him through. So Papa's a good man. But sometimes I just think that regrets are just a waste of time, and I try to just be better every day. Regrets on how you react to something, and sometimes make a jackass out of yourself. But that's just it. That's just how I feel. But I don't know, y'all.
Well, how are you feeling, Granny?
I'm feeling better. I am a little bit weak, but I'm better. I'm better.
I'm glad you're feeling better. I really, really am.
I am too. I am too. But Rebel, I'm sure your mama knew. I'm sure she did.
Well, I hope she did, and I think she does. I mean, like I was telling mentors, since I said that, I just feel that she said, my mom was old school and she didn't care what she said, and I guess that's where I got it from her. But I feel that she said, just go on with your damn life. You done what a son was supposed to do, and
That that's true. And she knew you loved her. And Papa was listening to you, and he said, I have one regret. He said, I wished I'd have been a better brother to his younger, only brother. And I told him, I said, Philip knew you loved him, and he loved you, because Papa and Philip, they would get into some doggone arguments and kerfuffles and rolling around on the ground, and even as an adult. But they loved each other, and when it push come to shove, man, they were right there for each other.
Yeah, that's the way me and my brother were. I mean, he was 11 years older, and he was, I think, he was in his 30s when I seen him again, and because he lived in Florida there for a pretty fair amount of time. When he come back, we, like every brother has their fights and stuff like that, and me and him did too. But
Yeah.
I think he knows that I did love him.
I'm sure he did. Like I told Papa, Philip knew he loved him, and Tom was with him. Papa was with him when he passed away. Papa was holding his hand when he drew his last breath, so he knew Tom loved him, and he loved Tom. So, but I put Papa through some stuff. I had a nervous breakdown. My son had done some things and had been locked up at age 14, and I had a nervous breakdown and started self-medicating just to try to get through it. And before I knew it, I was done hooked on the stuff and had to go into rehab to get off of it. So, I put Papa through some stuff that was just totally unnecessary, and I regret it. I have apologized to him so much, but he stood right beside me, him and the good Lord, and they carried me through it. And I'm very blessed to have him and to have the Lord. And everything that I've done in my past has made me who I am today. And I'm okay with it now. I am. For a long time, I beat myself up really bad over it, but the Lord understands, and Papa loves me for who I am, and that's the best we can do. Us as humans, God gives us so much grace, and I'm not perfect. Nobody is.
No, neither one of us, none of us here are
None
perfect.
of us are. I mean, I've done some things that I regret so badly that I don't know. There's a lot that I regret, and I've made all my apologies to people that I felt that I owed it to, and I'm okay with it now. I am, and when my time comes, I'll leave this earth with a clean conscience, and I have no hate for anybody.
Me neither.
And that's just the way it needs to be. But
That's
I
exactly.
do love y'all.
And we love you too, Granny. We, me and Angel, like I said, we sat here and prayed for you, and I thought about you for an awful long time when I found out you were sick, and it kept eating at me, and I just said, you know, I got to have Granny back on my channel. So if you see fit, please let her come back on Wednesday so she can hop in chat and say hi.
And here I am. Well,
So
I happened to click on it and saw you were going to live. I called Nani and let her know, and I didn't have time to call anybody else. I said I got to get on over to Rebels because he's going live and let them know I'm still alive and I'm still kicking. And I even got my wheelchair. They gave
oh,
me a wheelchair. Yes,
so
and
you and Papa can have races around the house now.
I'm telling you, I got a brand new wheelchair that works.
Well, we need to try and get it souped up so you can beat him in that wheelchair.
She's
Oh,
gonna put some nitro on it.
it's a
Vroom.
it's a nice little wheelchair. It's not real wide. That other one is just it was broke. The nuts on it was broke, but it was too big anyway. This is a little narrow wheelchair. My butt ain't that big. It don't need a big wide one. So I'm proud of it, and they gave me a brand new oxygen concentrator that so I don't have to carry tanks with me everywhere I go.
Is it one
It
of the little bags?
yeah, and it's on wheels. It's
Oh,
like
I know what you're talking about. My mom had one of those.
yeah, it's on wheels. So I don't have to pick it up and carry it because them things are heavy. And I thought, Lord, I hit the jackpot. They gave me that. I
That's
don't know.
amazing,
I
honey.
don't
That's
know how to
amazing.
work it yet. I gotta call them in the morning, and they're gonna go over it with me and Papa to see exactly how you. He's got it on charge right now.
Now, do you have to be on oxygen 24/7, honey, or just at night, or just
No,
when as needed?
no, it's 24/7. So I mean, I was tickled pink to get that and to get my new wheelchair. I was tickled. Uh,
Absolutely. We've been praying for you, honey. We've been praying. So I'm sure that was some answered prayers for you, a new wheelchair and oxygen tank and
yes,
everything. That was
yes.
awesome. Awesome, honey.
It is awesome. It's awesome sauce. I was tickled. I was blessed. So, but I wanted to hop in here and let y'all know I appreciate all the prayers that y'all gave me. I appreciate them so much. And I'm here and I'm still standing. I'm a walking by faith, not by sight. So,
Good deal. Amen.
amen. But I love you and I love Angel, so I wanted to hop up here and let y'all know that. And I hope to be around a while longer. I
We
plan on it
love you.
anyway.
We love you and we love Papa. We love both of
Oh,
you very much, honey.
we love y'all. We love y'all. All right, I'm gonna hop back down in chat. I love y'all.
And we love you too, Granny.
I
Thank you for
love.
coming up.
You're welcome. I love those kids too.
And they love you too.
But
Yes, they do.
I'll be in chat. I'll talk to
All
y'all
right.
in a little while.
We
Bye.
love
All
you,
right.
Granny.
Love
Love you,
y'all.
Granny.
Granny just said bye. Oh Lord. Granny, we say see you, we don't say bye.
I know. I know. Well, guys, if anybody wants to come up, they're more than welcome to come up and share. But I do want to say this, and there was a time in my past that, and this is just recently on YouTube, that I believe, and I won't mention no names unless they want me to, but I'll tell my side because, there's no shame in my game. I'll tell you anything you want to know. Do I wear a dress to do Cherry? Yes, I do. Because I have faith in my manhood that I know it's just a gimmick. Just like when I wrestled. My wrestling persona was a gimmick. When I walked outside the building after wrestling, I was no longer outlaw. I was Tim. Just like I am here. When I do Cherry Forever, I'm Cherry Forever for the show, to make people laugh, to have a good time. But when the show is over, I am Tim or Rebel, whichever one you want to call me. I've been called Rebel ever since I was 5 years old, because my mom owned a restaurant called The Rebel, and I took that name. But I believed some people in the past, and I'm not holding it against them. It was my stupidity that I believed these people. And someone who is in chat right now, I done them way dirty. And not too long ago, I messaged them, or I had Angel message them, and I had them I asked if we could talk. And she more than likely jumped up and said yes. So I apologized. I did apologize to this person the night before on one of my lives, but I wanted to do it in person. So I apologized to them in person, because I know, I'm just telling, that it was Kimmy. I done her dirty, and I felt bad for that for a long time. When I first done it, no, I didn't feel bad, because I was still believing her. And Kimmy has forgiven me, and I thank her for that. But I shouldn't have been so apt to believe someone just over hearsay, because Kimmy is a good person, and she knows how to say things. And what I'm saying is, I never thought about my regrets leading me down the path that I needed to be. I thought they were just past mistakes that were holding me back. And after I told that, and she come up and said that, I was thinking, you're right. But I mean, I didn't say it until after she was done, but she's right. That regret that I had pushed me to be a better father, to be a better husband, to be a better man of God. The man of God they're still working on, because I do still have some bad habits from the past. But to be a better man of God. And I thank you for that, Kimmy. You know it. Me saying it in words and you hearing it, I hope that means something, because what you said meant so much to me just now that it didn't change my perspective. It just made me think different about the way I was thinking about it. And like I said, I think my mother forgave me a long time ago, because I think about her every night. And I think she forgave me because my heart lifted. It felt You know, when you have something that holds your heart down, you think, God, this is going to drag and drag and drag me down. No, I've known hippie grandma ever since I was knee high to a grasshopper, and I never take her seriously unless she actually says my name. Now, if anybody gets mad enough to say my full name like my mom did, I will listen. Luckily, y'all don't know my full name. Angel is the only one. I think hippie grandma might know my full name, and I think Becca might even have said it before on here. My full government name, God-given name. And if you say my full name, I will listen and I will take it seriously. Exactly. I'm not perfect in no matter way. There was only one perfect person. And that was a man who carried 350 pounds of wood on his back for so many miles, just so he could die for our sins. But like I told somebody, I might have told y'all in chat, he was not held up by 3 nails. He was held up by love for us. So if he could die on the cross for us, why can't we forgive people that done things to us? And that's, hello, Mr. Michigan. That is awesome to me. And there's another lady in chat who is sending me something, and I'll always appreciate this. It'll be read every day. Is sending me a Bible. It's a 1 Minute with God Bible or study guide. I've got my Bible here, but the study guide. So I will be using that every day. And if you don't want me to mention your name, I won't, but thank you very much, and you know who you are. But I just want to say thank you to Kimmy for the words of wisdom that, and you, I know you was a homeschool teacher, so thank you for pushing that into my head and me actually learning something from someone. So thank you for that. It means a lot. And guys, Angel told you a story of, see, I've never seen either one of my kids being born. No, I'm sorry. My past 2. I did see Hunter born, but I wasn't allowed to be with him from when he was 4 months old until just a couple years ago. But I'd already forgave Angel for that a long time ago. It's just something like I do that she keeps stuck in her head. That's forgiven. That's forgotten. That lady sitting right beside me on the panel, and she may have said I saved her. And it's somewhat true. I saved her from an abusive relationship, but she actually saved my soul, my person, and my life. And I tell you the reason why, because the first wife, I did a lot of drugs. I did a lot of drinking. And then, like I said, my granny was always in my head saying, hey, if you want your wife back, you need to go and pray for her. So I did. I went and prayed in a closet, a prayer closet, which was a closet in my bedroom. I said, I was actually praying 2 things that night. I said, I had Stephen with me, and he had a temperature of 106. He was like 6 years old. I prayed that prayer. I said, heal him. And if you heal him, I'll listen. This is after so many years of doing the wild things and the drugs and the drinking and the partying and the hanging with the wrong people. And the next morning, Stephen woke up and he had no temperature, was hungry, ready to play. Well, in the same night, I've said, God, you need to please bring me my wife and my children back, which was my first wife. That's what I wanted back. And God, being the almighty person that he is, he said, okay, I'm going to give you your wife and kids back. But he gave me not the wife and kids that I wanted. He gave me the wife and kids that I needed. My first wife, we couldn't have kids. They were adopted kids from her sister. We adopted her children because she was going through some problems. So we had her children. So he said, I'll give you your wife and kids back, but not the ones that you want. And I'll give it to you not in your time, but in mine. So, 2-3 weeks later, I walked in the gas station and met Becca. And everything is history. That woman helped get my divorce from my first wife. And we got married before I went to vacation for what my nephew done, that they were going to take my mom away. No, that ain't happening. So don't let Becca know. Don't let Becca think that she not only saved, I only saved her life, but she actually saved me in more ways than she can count. And I could never, ever love someone as much as I do her. And like I told everybody, she is my rock. She is my guide. She is my rib. Because when God took my rib and made woman for me, it was Angel. I just had to wait until God wanted to put her in my life. And when I done that prayer, he said, okay. I see what you're wanting. Trying to push that on me to tell me that I need to. I'm going to show you. And he showed me. He said, I'll give you your wife, but on my terms, when I want to, and who I want to give you. And he did. And I couldn't be more happy than to have waited. Back then, did it bother me that we were separated? Yeah, it did. It hurt. You know, I felt betrayed by my first mistake. First and last mistake. Because this should have been my first and only wife. But yeah. Don't let Angel just sit there and say that I saved her, because we saved each other, basically, guys. And like I said, I couldn't be more happy.
He thought he was getting a sugar mama.
He thought you was getting a sugar daddy, but you got fooled, didn't you? But do we have arguments? Yes. Do we have disagreements? Yes. But I will not go to sleep without telling her I love her. And she is the same way. She does not go to sleep unless she puts on chapstick and then kisses me and says, I love you. Nasty chapstick, too. Yes. But I do.
No, it is not.
Yeah, okay. But I do love her, guys, and I wouldn't trade nothing in this world for her. And there's, like I said, there's still a little bit of the old in me. So if I will call her my old lady, that means that I will bury you over her. I will rock a jumpsuit. I haven't seen Nani in here. I think somebody, when Granny was up on panel, they said they thought it was Nani. But I will wear a jumpsuit over her. I will get my hands. Oh, you're on mine, Angel. I will get my hands dirty. And I will bury you somewhere and help them look for you. So, guys, I appreciate y'all being here for this, because this show was pretty good to me, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. So, guys, if you have enjoyed it, do me a favor and hit that like, hit that share, and subscribe if you don't care. Don't forget to hit that like. Oh, y'all gonna say Nani 3 times and she's gonna appear. Uh-oh. She'll be here now. Don't forget next week's show. I think we're gonna talk about aliens next week. So y'all don't forget next week's show. And don't forget, Friday, we're having a colors bonfire. Any song with a color in it, any song with a color in it, or the word color in it. Don't matter what kind of music it is. It could be classical, rock, jazz, bluegrass, country, rap, anything like that. Saturday is a surprise concert. You won't want to miss that. So y'all be here for that. Angel will be going live Friday and Saturday night at about 9 p.m. for some karaoke. Y'all go over there and join her with some singing. Miss Kimmy, I know you can sing. So you go all right, hippie grandma. Angel, put in chat the bonfire link or the Discord link for me. That's fine. Anything that you want to put in there. Kimmy, I have heard you sing. Don't even try that. Hello, Lisa. It's good to see you. Thank you for being here, darling. I don't know if that one works over here or not, Angel. Hopefully it does. Because this is Nightbot now. It's not Botrix. I may have to change all that. Don't oof me. I've heard you sing. Yeah. Nani said Purple Rain is already taken. Yeah, it is. She took that the first day that I mentioned it, Beagle Mom. No, it did not, because I'm going to talk about that not next Wednesday, but the following Wednesday. And to be truthful, guys, let me find my mouse. Okay. I think it was Let me make sure that I've got the right one. Okay, the name, and I'll go ahead and do it right now. I'll go ahead and tell you what I think. They called the ship that went up Artemis, right? Is that true? Artemis, right? So if you go into the Bible, Acts 19, verse 28, and this is what it says. It says, when they heard this, they were furious and began shouting, "Great is Artemis of the Ephesians." They were praising a false idol called Artemis. No, I do not believe that we went to the moon with that one. I've seen some things that says that I will show, but that is one reason I don't believe it, because Artemis was a false idol that they worshiped back then. And I'm not going to worship a thing that the government is sending up saying that we went to the moon on. We didn't go in 1960 something, and we didn't go today. I do not believe it. I believe it was a false thing and a green screen behind it. That is my belief. Y'all don't have to believe it. I just give my opinion on it. So, yes, I will be going over that again. Yes. All right, guys. So I'm getting ready to jump off here. I really do thank y'all for coming. Guys, don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe for me. It'd be very, very much appreciated. Don't forget, 5 p.m. Friday evening. Be here for the bonfire. Then 5 p.m. Saturday. I may go live tomorrow night a little later. I don't know for sure yet, but we'll see. We'll see. So, guys, thank you for being here. Don't forget Friday and Saturday. No, thank you, mentors, for you coming up and sharing your story. I hope my story wasn't boring. I hope none of them was boring to anybody here. It's just something I felt led to talk about. If you'd like to, you can tip your DJ right there in the Cash App, PayPal, or Venmo, which is scrolling across the bottom screen, which is only the Cash App for some reason. I do not know why. I need to work on my StreamYard and get it set right. But it wouldn't, you don't have to do it. It'd be very, very much appreciated. Hey, Mater, it's good to see you. Thank you for being here. And I was honored, like Angel said, we are honored for all the people that show up here. And we love each and every one of you. Now, guys, I do want to say that if it wasn't for you guys, me and Angel would be sitting up here talking to ourselves, which we wouldn't have to have StreamYard for that. We could do it on our own sitting over here. But we do thank each and every one of you, and we love each and every one of you. I wish Nani would have been here. She may have been here just listening in the background. Hopefully we can get that fixed. And we can't, Angel beat me to it. We can't do what we do without all y'all. So, guys, y'all be good. Stay safe. Thank you. I love y'all. Angel loves y'all. Y'all be good. Stay safe. We will see you tomorrow. So if Miss Joni, if you're in here, this is a different song. But anybody that would like to join Miss Joni or help Miss Joni or just dance on their own, y'all are more than welcome to dance us out with this song right here. And don't forget, next Wednesday, we're going to talk about aliens. So y'all come back, and much love and respect. We will see you all very, very soon. We love you. Remember, fuck around and find out. Love y'all. Y'all be good. You fucker! You laughed, you mocked, you shut us down. Call us names, tried to run us out. You pushed too hard, took too much. Now you're the ones who've lost their touch. You rigged the game, you changed the rules. Gaslit the world, played us for fools. But tides have turned, the storm is near. Cry all you want, we're still here. Faithful, fuck around and find out. You tried to rule, but your time ran out. Faithful, the silent won't stay quiet now. We're taking back what you burned to the ground. Censorship, lockdowns, all your control. Built your throne on